Microburst starts to break. The system's down, it's handled all that it could take. Yes, I know what I want. Keep my profile low, I won't ask too much, you can't take this spot.
Bryce Bird. I'm the Director of the Division of Air Quality, and I actually came here as a compliance inspector in 1991. We really have a dual regulatory role. For certain programs, we take the authority that was granted to EPA by Congress under the Clean Air Act. We also have an Air Conservation Act in the state of Utah that actually predates the Clean Air Act. Simplest form, it's compounds that are emitted into the atmosphere which impact either public health or the environment. First of all, when they're talking about the short-term air pollution, really we only focus on our winter inversion season. The good news with that is that those are predictable, they are short-term in duration, and they only account for a small portion of our annual air quality. Usually when we have snow on the ground, we have a high-pressure system that moves in, and that basically puts a lid over the valleys. And so all the emissions that we generate are trapped in here with us. We're currently working on a state plan to address that that's due in December of 2012.
My name is Bill Barron, and I'm running for U.S. Senate to raise awareness for climate change. I am promoting a proposal called Fee and Dividend, which is a direct and transparent way to reduce emissions, create jobs, and stimulate the economy. Both at the local and national level, not enough is being done in regards to the environment and air quality. I think there's a lot of room for growth on that issue, and I absolutely believe there's cause for alarm. I think that there needs to be a real push for education about the impact that we're having on the environment.
As far as the ranking is fifth, of course nobody is happy with such a ranking. And we are working actively to address that through additional controls on industry, additional controls on automobiles, and ensuring that people also take proactive measures to reduce their own contribution to that problem.
We can't always rely on the storms to pass through to clean out the air. I think that it's more important that we look at how we can address these pollution issues from reducing our usage.
We receive about a third of our funding from the EPA. And so if that funding was not available to the state, it would impact our ability to focus on our air quality priorities here in the state. Well, despite our best efforts to control air pollution, we still have days where we exceed the federal health standards. So one of the real important things that we do is to let people know both what they can do to kind of improve the situation themselves, but also to protect themselves, those who are already sensitive to the impacts of air pollution. So we have an action and alert program where we provide that notification through a red, yellow, green program, encouraging people to drive less, to drive smarter, and also for industry to optimize their production to reduce their emissions.
Carbon fee and dividend is a proposal that would place a steadily increasing fee on carbon emissions at the source, the mine well or port of entry. And 100% of that revenue would be returned back to American households. The idea behind it is to ease the transition for individuals to move away from using fossil fuels. At the same time, it would drive businesses and individuals alike to be more energy efficient.
Usually there's a co-benefit of having reduced energy costs. And so we can focus on those benefits to a company. I think that we get a good impact from that. Certainly, it is a challenge. We would like people to do things the right way for the right reason, but we always have a possibility of collecting penalties, fining, and things like that. But certainly an incentivized program has been successful here in Utah. And really the next step is having people make choices that limit their impact on air quality. Some examples of this are some campaigns that are in place. We have the Clear the Air campaign during the summer and the Care to Clear the Air campaign in the wintertime to encourage people to drive less, drive smarter, be idle-free. And it kind of seems like that doesn't make much difference, that turning off your car for a few minutes when it's idling just can't make that much difference when you're living here in the valley. But if you have 1 million cars that make those choices, drive less, drive smarter, it really can add up and make a big difference on the emissions that we deal with here in the valley.
People, when they become more aware of our air quality and how we rate in the country, it compels people to want to get involved. And because air doesn't have boundaries, it migrates not just from here, but all parts of the state and our country and beyond. So I grew up in rural Vermont, and although I am planned to just spend a season out here working in the ski industry, that has led to 22 years now. So thoroughly drawn by the beauty of nature here in Utah.
Connections with energy efficiency. This building is equipped with actually an evaporative cooling system. Landscaping on this entire campus is watered by the excess water that would have normally gone to waste from that evaporative cooling system. The overhead lighting adjusts automatically to the available light from the outside.
Microburst starts to break. The system's down.